What matters to you? Commitment? Dedication? Precision? Connection? Catching fish? Good. That matters to us too.
Hey everybody, I'm Steve Owens, Tournament Director with the Georgia Bass Nation Kayak Series, and this is the angler briefing for what seems to be a fast-moving season. Event number 6 on Eufaula in Eufaula, Alabama. Appreciate you all so far this year. You've done a great job with our sponsors. We get feedback from Dugout Bait and Tackle. We've had some people buy some vehicles from Carl Black in Kennesaw, as well as Nashville. Sniper Marine is really, really pleased with you guys. And don't forget, there's a Sniper Marine Precision Pay program. And so for that, go over to the Sniper Marine website, and it'll be easy to find. You'll click and you'll find the Precision Pay. And there's a few things you got to do to win that. You don't have to win overall big bass for the event. You know, Sniper Marine's our big bass sponsor. But the Precision Pay it goes to the angler who has a Sniper Marine pole. And when you submit that fish, you do a social media post tagging them in it. And then after the tournament, you send them the Tourney X results and the link, and then they go and look. And if you are the person that has the biggest bass of the people who are registered in the incentive program, you win extra dollars for them being a Georgia Bass Nation sponsor. So far, some other states have seen some good feedback from it. Just a way to earn a little extra cash here. We appreciate all of that. And Dugout Bait and Tackle, you guys continue to support, buy your kayaks, electronics, and get some rigging done down there. And Bait and Tackle. Something that I think is really, really cool. We're seeing it across the country. We know scoping's here to stay. Scoping's very beneficial to people, especially once you master it. Or you still have to catch the fish, but it makes finding them a lot easier once you broke it down and figured it out. But we're seeing all kinds of tournaments with really, really big bags of length and weight being caught traditionally. I use that term loosely, traditionally. With crankbaits, square bills, chatterbaits, buzzbaits, spinnerbaits, dragging a jig, flipping a jig, creature bait, dragging a worm, drop shot, and bubba rigging. It's kind of weird. I was talking with the guys here in one of our local tackle shops about, it's not just, the smaller events. We're talking about like the ones where, people are coming from all over the country to compete. And it's the youngsters, the scopers. They're cashing checks, doing things their traditional way, which is pretty great, which leads us into Eufaula. Eufaula right now, gotten some messages today about what's going on down there. Again, appreciate Jeremy Meadows, back-to-back tournaments. I've had family commitments and travel, so I wasn't able to make it down. So you guys have stepped up and helped me out greatly there. So I really appreciate that continued support. So let me turn this for just a second. I was trying to read something. All right. So tomorrow on Lake Eufaula, we've known for a little while. So we moved this tournament because there's a big tournament on Coney, and then another big tournament gets dropped on top of this one that we actually moved. So turns out, anyway, it is what it is. As long as there's water in the lakes, we'll have to always compete with boat tournaments. But this one's a pretty big one. It's the Humminbird Hourly Big Bass Deal, I think is what it is. I could be wrong. But let me get that location again. They're coming out of Lake Point Marina. That's where they're weighing in, but I'm pretty sure they can launch all over the lake. There's not a lot of launches on Eufaula. So that's why our times are what they are. So, be mindful. The first thing with safety is you've got to have your PFD on at all time. Navigation lighting is extremely important. If you're non-motor, then you have to have your 360 white light on to take off in the morning. If it's not safe light, which I don't believe it will be. If you've got a motor, then you have to have your red and green navigation lights. Something I'm seeing and have seen for a while, we may have to address it sooner rather than later, but make sure your lighting on your kayak is the Coast Guard setup for boats. Seeing a lot of people with wraparound lights and stuff. Now that makes it visible, but it's actually illegal to have it that way. But you need to have the 2 red and green lights up front on your kayak, not on your H rails. I've seen people have them almost attached to the next to their seat just so that they can have the little small ones. It's not a checklist item. It's a safety item that's going to save your life. So if you don't have lighting like that and you're motorized, then you can't use your motor in the morning. You can manually power as long as you've got a 360 watt light somewhere, and then start your fishing. Obviously, Alabama fishing license here. Communicate with one another, let each other know where you're at. If you need something, be certain to reach out. Your safety highlight for this one here. Again, right now we're at 30 anglers, which is pretty good. That's about right at our season average, a little over 30, I think. So really healthy. We appreciate you guys. We know, as sports ball and stuff kicks off, people got a lot of commitments. This season's kind of jam packed with the Bassmaster Championship switching to October. And a little update on that, had been working since late last year on a location. Then that one fell through, so I'm having to renegotiate with another chamber host, and April 25th should be the day that we get the good thumbs up from them, hopefully. But so fishing in this event, top 10 of the anglers who are not already qualified for the state championship, the Georgia Bass Nation Championship, will get a spot. So I'll get into those details in just a quick minute. I'm just kind of bouncing around here, been in front of a laptop all day working on tax stuff. So anyway, I'll just rebrief you again. PFD must be worn at all times. You need a safety whistle. I've already went over your lighting for Coast Guard approval. We don't mandate it, but a safety flag does help with visibility. With these boats launching from anywhere, they're going to be, hauling ass, just ready to catch the bass. A lot of them aren't looking for us setting that low to the water, so you need to be visible. If you hear a lot of commotion and stuff going, get out of the main thoroughfares and get over towards the banks and stuff. So know your limitation and your kayak's limitations. We're a 1 motor per kayak during practice and competition. No drones during practice or competition. No spare motors allowed. We got a $75 entry fee. That includes a $5 Sniper Marine Big Bass side pot. We're going to continue to raise some money for Purple Heart Homes this year. This is a 5-fish limit with a 12-inch minimum length. Your identifier code can be written on your hand, an index card, attorney tag, a measure on your measuring device itself, so long that it's in your picture that you submit somewhere on Tourney X. We allow catch boards, Yak Attack leaderboards, and the Bubba Bunk boards. Your event headquarters for here will be your awards area, which is the Old Creek Town Recreation area. Everybody will be there. There's a pavilion by the beach. That's where we're going to meet. We're going to have we've got some Firemaker beer that they're donating every tournament, thanks to Tyler. So they'll have that there for you guys if you want to be responsible and have a few. Your launches for here, they're listed on Tourney X. I'm not going to go through them. You are allowed to launch and fish up and down river as far as you can go, as long as you don't get out. There's no dragging, no portaging. But as long as you take back out within the boundaries that are listed for each of the creeks and rivers that we have on here. Your times for tomorrow will be on Central Time. You're going to launch at 5:30 a.m. You are allowed to rig your kayak, get in the water, just be in close proximity of the boat ramp, especially with as much company as we're going to have. But at 5:30, you can take off. 5:45 is lines in. That's the start of fishing. You're going to be able to fish till 2 p.m. Your fish submission deadline is 3 p.m. and awards is going to be at 3:30, as I mentioned. So during your day, it's your responsibility to check your stringer. So if you come to the end of the tournament and you've not contacted me to see what's going on, and you've submitted 5 fish and you've only got 3, well, then something happened to one of your uploads. And if you're not checking on that, then I have no way of knowing it. So if you don't get in touch with me before your submission deadline's over, then you've lost those fish. If you have fish with cracked mouth penalties, then if you have an issue with that being scored and you want to submit a duplicate, another fish, then you need to go into your manage catch option on TourneyX, delete that fish and resubmit it, and we'll score it again and check it over. But if you don't contact us about that, then that fish penalty will stand, and that's just the nature of electronic fishing. You have to check your stringer throughout your day, so be mindful of it. It doesn't take that long to do it, but be careful with your pictures. One clearly overhead picture, don't shoot it at an angle because it messes with us being able to see the eyeball, and the mouth is actually closed. Once you get that, put your fish back in the water, check your picture on your phone, and if it's good, then let the fish go and go ahead and upload it. Don't crop or edit the video or the picture whatsoever. We don't require it, but I do recommend you start recording your fish on the board and then release them, and then show the board empty again. That's just, for some practice in case that does become a standard in our series, like it's becoming in some of the other parts of the country. And what that does is it just helps prevent, people from being able to cheat, because it's another function that we get to put a set of eyes on to make sure that that's a live fish. It's not doctored or photoshopped online or whatever. So we'll get into what you're qualifying for. We've got our Bass Nation Kayak Series Championship on Clark's Hill towards the end of July. And the top 10 from each event are going to qualify for that if you've not already qualified. If an angler is in the top 10 and already qualified, then that spot will not roll down. And then after that, we take top percentage from the Carl Black of Kennesaw Angler of the Year. So right now, what we're looking at on the Angler of the Year, which is your best 4 scores, we've got about a dozen or so people who fished 4 so far this year of the 5 we've already had. So I'll just go through them. Alexander Curry, he's got a skunk in here, so that's got him in 22nd place. And in 13th place, we've got Keith Martin. In 12th place, Tony Perry. 11th place is Christian Conrad. 9th place is Bobby Standridge. 8th place is Deshaun Johnson. In 7th is Cody Kohler. In 6th place is Garen Butler. 5th place, state champion from last year, Tom Kazmierski. In 4th place is Richard Carbone. 3rd place is Eric Hawks. 2nd place is Chris Willis. And in 1st place, our leader and another one-time Carl Black Angler of the Year already, Jeremy Meadows. And so what we're looking at just in the top 5 or 6, they're only separated by single digits all the way up. So, one tournament can jump you up the ranks a lot, especially when we get down into here and we've got, people who haven't got their 4 in just yet. So like we got Josh Choi, Rich Johnson, and Jesse Swinman, Larry Bug, and all those guys. And once they get their 4th in, then this is gonna change the Angler of the Year race drastically. So we appreciate all of you. As I mentioned, the Crocodigators down there are doing their thing. They're very active right now, so be careful with that. But above all else, watch out for the Go Fast boats, and be mindful of your abilities on the water as well as your kayaks. Communicate with one another throughout the day if you need safety checks with people. Above all else, if something happens, call 911 immediately. Don't try to play justice yourself or peacemaker or anything like that. Just let the people that get paid to do that do their job. So, the weather is phenomenal. So, how that testosterone gets to kicking around on the water, and then you start mixing fish slime with that, and it just seems like a man goes crazy. So appreciate you guys and gals for fishing with us. We'll continue to update the things, and Jeremy's got the prizes with him. Do me a favor and give all of the prizes that you get a thumbs up online, and go to those social media guys and give them a thumbs up and a share. We got Cast King that's giving us product for each tournament. And then at the championship, we've got, the higher end Bubba prizes, should have some rods. And then we've got the higher end Cast King reels to be given away. So we appreciate all of you. Continue to like, share, put your social media stuff out there. Thank you all. Be safe. Watch out for one another. and y'all just have a good time down there. And we'll see y'all. I should be at Russell in May. So y'all take care of yourselves and give me a shout if you need something. Thank y'all. Y'all be safe.